Do you really need to buy two hearing aids? I mean, really? Double the cost? Is that necessary? Hi, I'm Hainan with Hainan's Ear Tips, where I bring you helpful tips and tricks about better hearing with or without hearing aids. Today I want to talk about a question that I get periodically in my clinic when I'm doing a full hearing assessment. And patients say, do I really need to get two hearing aids? Is that necessary? And I get it. I understand the question because it's double the cost. So to best answer that question, we really need to think about the body, other parts of the body. The body is a bilateral system. It means there are a lot of parts that are doubled up. We have two hands, two arms, two eyes, two parts to the mouth, two parts to the brain, two ears, and lots more. And while many of these double systems are a little redundant, they actually serve very practical needs. Think about trying to operate with only one hand, or operate with just your top jaw or just your bottom jaw. Try to imagine going around with only one eye. You can do it, but it makes life a lot more difficult. And we really appreciate the functionality of having two sets of hands, or two hands rather, so that we can grasp and manage things. Two eyes allows us to tell depth perception better. So what does two ears do? Let me tell you. Two ears allows us to tell where sound is coming from, to localize sound. When you have sound coming from, say, this side, it's a little bit louder on this side than it is on this side. And it gets to this ear a little faster than it does to this ear. And the brain can tell those subtle little differences in volume and timing. And that's how you know when you hear a sound over here to look that way. Two ears helps us focus better in difficult listening environments. So imagine you're at a big coffee shop, Tim Hortons or something, there's all this noise going on. The brain analyzes the sound from both sides. And it's that binaural analyzation, or the comparing the sound from both sides, that helps us to be able to focus on what we want and tune out what we don't want. Two ears gives us the proper sense of volume. It doesn't change the volume a lot, but it changes it some. And that's an important part of functioning in everyday life. And you know what else two ears does? Protects your neck. Because if you only have one ear that works, what do you have to do? You always have to turn around to look at the person you're wanting to talk to, although that is the best way to communicate. But that's a little bit of a joke, but it helps you to hear all around better. And so back to the question of, do I need two hearing aids? Well, the simple answer is yes, for the simple reason that we have two ears for a reason. However, hearing aids themselves, modern hearing aids, are designed to work as hearing systems. They actually wirelessly share information back and forth. And that helps to make the sound more natural and comfortable. So for example, when hearing aids are listening to all the sounds in your environment, if they hear speech on this side and noise on this side, they will suppress the noise a little bit and enhance the speech so that you can hear through the noise better. They also help to make it more natural in the sense that, back to that analogy of a sound coming from this side, if the hearing aids didn't work as a system, then this hearing aid would get the sound softer and later, and it would say, oh, I got to really work hard to make this boost up. And then that would make it feel like the sound is the same volume on both sides. And then you'd have a hard time telling which side the sound is coming from. So the hearing aids need to talk to each other and say, hey, now wait a second. The sound is louder here, so you keep it a little softer here, the way the person's brain would have done to begin with, so it seems more natural. So can you get away with just one hearing aid? Yes, you can. But there is some risk associated with that. If you have two ears that need hearing aids and you only enhance one, the part of the brain that is responsible for processing the sound from this side gets weaker over time. It's a little bit like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. So at the end of the day, my advice is we have two ears for a reason. Hearing aid systems work as a system, and the best experience is always to have two. The only time I actually recommend one hearing aid is if you only have one ear that needs help or only one ear that can be helped. And in the latter, there's often solutions for helping both ears when only one can be helped. That's a topic for another video.